Alright, let's talk about the hottest gist in town right now. In case you're wondering, what is this gist? 2 words, P. Diddy, the baby oil guy. Over the years, it has become very normal to see or hear hip-hop artists get arrested for one crime or another. There have been cases of artists arrested for murder, corruption, arson, and all sorts of horrible crimes. But what about a situation when just an artist is charged for all these at once? Let me rephrase, just one artist getting charged for all those horrible crimes. Like, how do you commit all those in one lifetime? This is the story of P. Diddy and all the accusations raised against him. Everyone is making memes about this guy and baby oil. I must say they are all really funny, but not everyone knows the genesis of the matter. So at the end of this video, you'll have the answers you want. But one more thing before we get into all of that. You have 3 seconds to like this video and smash that subscribe button. I'll count for you. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's get into that video. For those who don't know who P. Diddy is, his real name is Sean Diddy Combs, but of course, you are not going to find anyone calling him that. Diddy or Puff Daddy slaps better. This 3-time Grammy Award-winning artist was born in Harlem and raised in Mount Vernon, New York. When he was 2, his dad got shot dead right in his car. So Diddy grew up with his mom and sister. Now an adult who had a thing for music, he worked as a talent director for Uptown Records, but he had an eye for something bigger. At age 36, he created his own record label, Bad Boy Records. Little did we know this guy would take this name more personally and seriously. Over the years, while being an active producer and rapper, he properly established himself as a top dog. Without a doubt, he was one of the biggest artists in the world. And not just about doing crazy numbers in terms of record sales, but he gathered so much wealth and influence. Things that would later get into his head and mess up his whole life. And don't forget, this guy is a 3-time Grammy winner. So the question is, how and when did he start acting like the devil? Well, it all started in 2007 when he signed a young talent, Cassie. Well, to be honest, this is not the beginning. He already got himself into shady things way before this time, but let me start with this. As we progress, you'll understand why. So back to Cassie and P. Diddy. At the time he signed her to his record label, she was just 19 and he was 36. But of course, no one will look at this and raise an eyebrow. This deal was supposed to make him her boss and nothing more. But when we look at the deal closely and every detail about it, we see that in the agreement, she was supposed to produce 10 albums under the record label. 10 albums, man. Even Rihanna doesn't have up to 10 albums. But Cassie was promised this, and everyone was happy for her. They had no idea what she was actually getting herself into. As time went by, their relationship gradually evolved from a boss-staff relationship to a romantic one. They started dating, and from the outside, they looked like a happy couple. In 2018, she left the record label, and that signaled the end of their romantic relationship. But in 2023, something else would bring them together one more time, and this time, Cassie was the one making the power moves. She went over to the United States District Court in Manhattan to file a lawsuit against P. Diddy, accusing him of sexual abuse, trafficking, and physical abuse. She had this to say: "After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who faces violence and abuse in their relationships." In case you're wondering why she took this action 5 years after she left him in 2018, well, the thing is, at first, she was scared of him. He was one of the wealthiest, most notorious, and most influential artists on earth, while she was just a young lady trying to pursue her dreams. She was no match for P. Diddy in any way. He would easily dominate any case she brings up and, of course, make her pay for speaking up. But with the New York Adult Surviving Act that was active during that period, she filed the lawsuit and was about to close. She realized that was probably the only chance she had at getting justice for herself, and she took it. And trust me, even she didn't expect the crazy revelations that would come after. Also, she closed down her case just 1 day after she filed it, as she and P. Diddy agreed to settle the matter amicably. Out of court, more allegations and lawsuits were about to come flooding in. But hold on, we're not done with all the deets of P. Diddy and Cassie's matter. After she made her allegations legal, P. Diddy and his legal team did what any cunning villain would do. They publicly downplayed the allegations and stated that the allegations were just to make P. Diddy look evil. But 2 months later, CNN recovered footage from 2016 that confirmed that Cassie was right. In the footage, we see P. Diddy with just a towel around his waist, chasing Cassie along the hallway, hitting Cassie and through the hallway of a hotel. He catches up with her, hits her, pushes her to the ground, and assaults her physically. Next thing P. Diddy did was to do a video apologizing to the public. He said that he takes full responsibility for his actions, but is now a new man.
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
But hold on, you being a changed man actually does not matter right now. What matters is when the allegations were first raised, you denied it and made Cassie look stupid. Now you're taking full responsibility for it after evidence came out. This only shows that p.diddy is not the most truthful person and, of course, is not who he claimed to be. But this particular case got way worse. Physical abuse wasn't the only thing Cassie had to endure during her time with this man. I already told you there was sexual abuse, but what I did not tell you is how messed up the sexual abuse was. Aside from the fact that P. Diddy by himself rapes and assaults her, he had a kind of party called freak-offs. Diddy would have male sex workers have their way with her while he watches mad and records. Cassie was nothing more than a tool to him, a tool that had to go through the worst of treatments. In fact, after she summoned up the courage to end things with him in 2018, he forced his way into her house and her. But fortunately, that was the last for her. But for P. Diddy, that was just the first. Others rose to file lawsuits against P. Diddy. Maybe it was because Cassie took the first step to speak up, or because of the New York Adult Surviving Act. I personally think it's a combination of both, but anyway, more and more allegations started coming up and the whole world started seeing P. Diddy as the type of person that he truly is. Immediately after Cassie, on the 23rd of November, Liza Gardner filed her lawsuit against him. She stated that back in 1999, when she was just 16, she and her friend got raped by P. Diddy and his friend, Aaron Hall. They were given alcohol by both men and sexually assaulted. After the horrible experience, she got dressed to leave, but P. Diddy came into the room again and picked things up where he left them. That same day, another lawsuit was filed against this man, and this was done by Joy Dickerson Neal. According to her, she went on a date with Diddy in 1991. But it wasn't just a date, at least not to Diddy. He had other plans. He and assaulted her. And that's not all, he had it on tape and showed others. On the 6th of December, that same year, another woman, Jane Doe, filed one against P. Diddy and his friend Harve Pierre. She accused them of her around and her. But these abuses were not on ladies alone. In February of the next year, Rodney Jones, or maybe you know him as Lil Rod, also filed a similar lawsuit. Lil Rod worked for P. Diddy and lived with P. Diddy for about a year, and it was hell for him. P. Diddy would often touch parts of his body that are, private, like his for example. I don't have the time to go over all the lawsuits that came up after Cassie's, but they are at least 10 and maybe still counting. Who knows? These lawsuits kept on coming and coming, and the federal agents had to finally step in and do something about it. On the 16th of September, 2024, his residences in Miami and Los Angeles got raided, and he was arrested. And yes, this is where they found the bottles of baby oil. Now, I don't know why this man had so much baby oil in his home, and I don't think I want to know why. I've heard enough nasty things from this man's case already. I do not want to add another. The shock of the large amount of baby oil made people not even talk about the firearms that federal agents also saw in his residence. This guy is as aggressive as he is anyway. Although the evidence and accusations piled up against this man are intense, his legal team is still claiming that he is not guilty of any of these, and they are ready to fight for this. Listen to what his lawyer said.
And he's not guilty. He's innocent of these charges.
That's not all. Listen to what he said when asked about the baby oil.
Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's gonna fight this to the end. He's innocent.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street.
Yeah, right. You decided to buy more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil because you don't want to suddenly run out of baby oil. P. Diddy, at the time of making this video, is in custody without any option for bail. So I guess he really is going to suffer the consequences of his actions over the years. And by over the years, I mean way before Cassie filed the first lawsuit, even before they met. This guy has always been notorious and controversial, always getting into one legal issue or another. Don't forget, he is still a suspect in Tupac's and Biggie's death, but that is definitely a story for another day. And this is where I'll stop for today. Please don't forget to drop a like on the video. Let me know what you think about this case. Will P. Diddy once again find his way out of this mess? Or is this truly the end for him? Let me know what you think in the comments. Goodbye and enjoy the rest of your day.